Clark County has unveiled a new detention basin in the east part of our valley. You're looking at it right now. This is the area where we saw significant damage during storms in September of 2023 that led to several days of cleanup. The Jim McGaughey Detention Basin can be seen near Owens and Hollywood. It's right there at the base of Frenchman Mountain.
It cost just more than $21 million and was completed this month after less than a year and a half of construction. News 3's Tiffany Lane was there for the unveiling today. And Tiffany, you spoke with residents who say they're excited for this addition. You're joining us live from the East Valley with more.
Maria and Dana, I want to give some perspective of what this all looks like. So right now I'm at the bottom of Frenchman Mountain, and that's the part where a lot of that rushing water comes down when we have things like flash flooding. Now with the new addition, you have this tunnel behind me. Now the water will funnel through that way and then make its way to this side of me where that new basin is. And that's great news for the residents here because they say it'll really slow down the rush of that water and really bring down that impact that any type of flash flooding could look like, especially because they don't want to see what we saw here in 2023.
I'm really thankful that we were in the car because we would have lost our lives.
Skylar Bailey was talking about this.
Oh no.
Her car swept several yards away into a wash during flash flooding in the East Valley 2 years ago. Now there's a new detention basin built less than a mile away. It's meant to help handle the fast water, rocks, and sediment that rush down Frenchman Mountain when it rains.
So we have these two collector channels. There's one on the north side that goes over to Owens, and there's one on the south side that picks up a natural wash over here, and it'll collect all that water that runs off the mountain.
The Jim McGaughey Detention Basin can hold 23 million gallons of water, as well as 10 acre-feet of sediments. And it releases water 95% slower than the rate it enters the basin.
And so if that big storm does come, it'll fill up the whole basin, and eventually if it rains harder than that, there's a spillway over here that will allow that water, the excess water, to overtop that without damaging the structure itself.
Clark County Commissioner Tick Sagerbloom says things will look a lot different the next time a big storm hits, especially for those trying to get home at night.
Just a couple of years ago, Owens had a major flood down Owens, and there was lots of streets, side streets off of that the floods impacted. So just right here, but it's mainly from Hollywood Hollywood west, from say Lake Mead to Charleston. So it's a huge swath of territory.
So what do nearby residents think?
Accidents and traffic is the more what happened.
So you think this will help?
I think it will help, yeah. Because before the water is on the Hollywood, it's a lot of flood.
Don Williams also saw the impact in 2023.
I think it was approximately 2 years ago we had the hardest rain we'd seen since I've been here, and it did wash a lot of dirt on the street, a lot through the backside of my property here, and they had to clean up a lot of mess.
He says slowing the water coming down the mountain should help.
Yeah, I think it easily cut down on all that extra rocks and trash and stuff coming out from the hard rains.
So I did ask the flood control district if they believe spending so much on this project will be worth it. And their response to me was that for every dollar spent on a project like this one, they say they save about $2 to $5 when it comes to that cleanup and recovery process. For now, live from the East Valley, I'm Tiffany Lane for News 3. Back to you.
And of course, there's the impact to the neighborhoods and, of course, to save lives. Tiffany, thank you for that.
So the Clark County Regional Flood Control District was created in 1985, 40 years ago, in response to several deaths during flooding. At that time, Assemblyman McGaughey, who the new channel is named after, sponsored a bill in 1985 to create flood control districts throughout Nevada. District has completed about 713 miles of channels and storm drains and 111 detention basins since then to push floodwaters away from neighborhoods and into channels that send that water eventually into Lake Mead.